I just want to repeat, okay? Hold on a second. So again, this is Shirley from ESL 101. This interview will be recorded. If you want to know more about our school, you can ask later after the interview. So let's start with the first question. Karen, can you tell me about yourself?
All right. My name is Karen. Right now, I am here in Vietnam. I'm teaching English, but before that, I've been teaching English for about 7 years already. Way back in the Philippines. I have a degree in psychology. I've handled different levels of students from beginners to intermediate. And right now, I'm handling grade primary kids or primary school from grade 1 to grade 5. Then also have an adult speaking class in the evening. Yeah. What else? I'm also an undergraduate law. I've studied in law school for 2 years.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Now you said you're handling classes for adult in the evening. What time is that?
Here in Vietnam, I handled it for around 7:30 to 9:30, but only for 3 days, Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know later on our schedule. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Next. Why did you decide to apply in our school?
Actually, to be honest with you, I'm quite confused because I've sent so many applications.
Okay.
I sent so many applications, and then so many also responded from my applications. So I really got confused on what company is this.
Okay.
So I will just ask, as what you've told me, just ask later after the interview.
Okay. But for all of those applications that you have, did you already undergo any interview with other online school?
Uh, some I have from online school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's the first time. Then other is it's an office based. So I need to go there.
Okay. So for online, you said it's.
This company is the first time.
Oh, okay. It's your first time already.
Yeah.
Okay. But aside from, of course, you mentioned that you've already applied, you sent a lot of applications. But still, of course, you have this reason why you decided to apply as an online English teacher.
Yes, of course. To be honest, it's more comfortable working as an online English teacher because it's more. I will just have to stay in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm doing while I'm teaching, which is I love doing because it's so tiring traveling. It's very tiring.
It is.
Yeah, and at the same time, the salary or the salary offer that they are going to give you is just almost exactly the same as what you're earning if you were just doing the online teaching.
Okay. What about the difference between the benefits? Are there any benefits offered by your school?
Uh, may I know first if your company is in the Philippines?
Um, it yes, it's in the Philippines, but we have also in Taiwan.
All right. So is it okay for you if because I am here in Vietnam? So
Mm-hmm.
is it okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Our main headquarters is in the Philippines, but since it's for online, tutorial, so it doesn't matter where you are located. So,
All right. Okay. Yeah. Then there's no problem on the work schedule.
yeah, we'll discuss that later on.
All right.
Next, do you think you are an introvert or extrovert?
I'm in the middle.
Why did you say so?
Because sometimes it depends on my mood. If that time is I like to go out with friends, I like to do it. But there are times that I will just prefer to
Mhm.
stay in my room and be alone.
Okay, so it's like a matter of choice, something like that.
Yes.
Because you could say other people when they say they're an extrovert, that's automatic. It's already within themselves. They automatically act. You know. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been teaching? You mentioned 7 years, right, here in the
Yeah,
Philippines.
7 years.
And
7 years way back in the Philippines.
uh
Then now I'm currently here in Vietnam, and I'm also teaching English here.
how long you been teaching in Vietnam?
Actually, it's only my second month.
Okay.
So I just arrived here uh last September, or you know I forgot the date. But this is already my second month.
Okay.
And then in the Philippines, I've been teaching for 7 years already.
So, is the salary offered in Vietnam a bit, better than what we are offering here in the Philippines, or what is being offered here in the Philippines?
If you're doing an ESL or an online teaching, it depends on the company, because there's a company that offers really a good salary package. Here in Vietnam, of course, you're earning also dollars. So what is good in here is the experience of handling classes with foreign students.
Okay.
Yeah. But the benefits, of course, they don't have they are not going to offer you the benefits that what we are enjoying in the Philippines, like the SSS or the insurance. Here we don't have that.
Okay. So basically, it's just like the same thing, right? If you're gonna, look into a bigger picture.
Yeah, sort of.
Mhm. What is your best asset as a teacher, Karen?
I'm very passionate and very patient to my students, because I make it sure that because teaching is really a tough job, but you have to be passionate on what you are doing for you to enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying it, your students will also get bored while you're teaching. At the same time, it will also be a hard. It's also be it you are not happy doing what you are doing. So I guess that is my asset, being a teacher. I'm very passionate on what I am doing, and at the same time, there are students which is very hard to handle, right? So being a mother also, I've already developed in me being very patient to my kids and to my students.
Okay. But right now, since it's just your second month in Vietnam, you're just alone there. You didn't bring your family with you, or
No,
um,
my kids are in the Philippines.
okay. So most likely we share the same values, or asset, because that's actually the number one um, you know characteristics or asset that we need when we are hiring a teacher. So the passion when teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, what is the most important characteristic a teacher should possess, aside from what you mentioned? Being patient, and you have the passion for teaching. What else?
You should be also happy, because teaching, if you are not happy on what you are doing, is you will not be you will not be an effective teacher. And also, you should be enthusiastic. You should always make the lesson fun because it is a good way for for a teacher to encourage your students to be happy to learn English because especially foreign students, some students are afraid in learning English language. So if you make sure that you are going to prepare or give them a fun and yet an exciting lesson with them, it will be very exciting on their part to learn the English language.
Okay, that sounds good. Because on our school, Karen, we actually handle professionals.
Okay.
Yeah. And most of our students are Taiwanese.
All right.
Yeah. So since they're professional, of course, their schedule's availability is in the.
All right.
Okay, so next, how do you measure a student's learning level?
Um, of course, first you have to test their speaking ability. If how they can express themselves in their speaking, especially if this is just an online school or online. We are going to study with them online. So the first thing that you need to measure is their speaking ability. Then from there, you will be able to know on what level is your student. If the student can't speak or can pronounce the words properly, or it is very hard for them to speak or to enunciate a word, just a simple word. Of course, it is you need to make it sure that you need to first to develop their phonics, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that is my way on my that is my way on how I'm going to distinguish the level of my student through their speaking. Next, through their listening, if they comprehend on my, for example, I give them a certain instruction. Uh, I can test their comprehension level on that matter. Then also in reading, if they can be able to read a simple short stories or a simple conversation, it could also gauge their level on what I can give them on the next lesson.
Okay. How do you deal with students who has behavior problems in class?
Of course, you need, as I mentioned, I'm very patient. I've already developed in me being patient, especially I am a mother of two kids. So that is one thing that you need to have a very, 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 very long patience to your students for them to be able to have a good rapport with you. Because if you're very impatient or if you cannot handle your students well, of course, the student will also get bored or he will not like to study anymore. So it's one of my way to handle a behavioral problem with my students. I'll make it sure first that I'll talk with them and making sure that we will have a good rapport. I will build a good rapport with my students. If in case that my students still cannot or don't want to cooperate with me, um, I guess that's the time that I need to call the attention of my manager or someone who is above me, who's handling the company, so that I can endorse the students properly to them.
Okay. Next, what do you do when a student doesn't understand the lesson? Or how do you deal with students with learning difficulties?
Learning difficulties, okay. Because me, uh, based on my experience, I make it sure that if I'm handling an online class, I make it sure that I ask the student if I am speaking fast or I'm speaking too slow. I will ask my student first what his preference on my speaking. At the same time, I always make it sure that I will use the chat box. I will type my instructions or what I am saying on the chat box so that my student will also can read what I am saying. And next, in every lesson, I will make it sure that my student can be able to comprehend a simple instruction or a simple lesson. But just in case my student cannot understand me, uh, always review the lesson as based on the need of my student.
Okay. How do you rate yourself in terms of using technology?
In terms of using technology,
Yes, since
one 1 to 10.
yes. Yep.
I'll give myself at least 8.
Okay. Why? Why is it 8? Why not 9 or 10?
Because I'm not a techie person.
Okay.
I'm not that yet that very familiar on so many technologies, advanced technologies that can be used, but at least I can understand and follow good instructions, especially on and I can always use the Google to help me.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
of course, if you're teaching online, we have a lot of tools. But,
Yeah.
well, technically, it's not that a lot, or, it's hard to use. So, well, 8, not bad. What are your expectations in our
Okay, more students, of course. I'm expecting more really fully booked students, fully booked schedule.
When you say
Uh,
fully booked, what do you mean? Because you're
uh,
teaching also in the morning, right?
yes, for example, I don't know the schedule that you're going to offer me. For example, you're going to offer me from 7 to 12 midnight. I hope that I will have a fully booked classes on that given schedule from
Okay.
7 to 12 p.m. So because I really to be honest, I badly need to have a lot of money
Okay.
because I am a single mother. I'm providing for my 2 kids.
Mhm.
Of course, if I'm earning good, if I really have enough money, I want to go back home.
Okay. Yeah, rather than, being away with your kids.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
They're very young. My daughter is 8 years old, and my son is 3 years old.
Okay. Yeah, they're still young. Well, I have kids also.
Oh, how old are your kids? Oh,
Um,
how many kids do you have?
I have two. My
Huh?
yeah, my eldest, she's only 3 years old, and my youngest, he is 1 year old.
Oh,
Yeah,
still
so
a
they're yeah,
baby.
exactly. Okay, well, I can feel you.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Okay, so fully booked schedule. What else, Karen?
A good compensation package.
Like what? What do you think about, online compensation, being offered?
I don't know if your offer is in dollars or in uh, peso.
It's in peso.
Okay, then are you offering it per class or per hour?
It's actually per 55 minutes.
Oh, 55
Well,
minutes
technically, in total,
per
it's just
student.
an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So one student will have a 55 minutes lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's good. At least you I can discuss or I can have a good lesson time with them because of 25 minutes. The 25 minutes class is very short. But of course, I will enjoy having a lesson with a student who's very conversant already. At 55 minutes is very short if your student is already a conversant student.
Mm-hmm.
But if your student is, it's something like it's hard to handle. at at 55 minutes lesson is very long already.
Okay. Well, that's seldom. You have a few beginners, but they can automatically, cope with your. That depends to how you handle your student. Next, have you tried researching? Do you have any idea what's being offered?
No, no idea.
Okay, no problem. Next, uh, give me a reason why we should hire you.
I can be one of your assets, one of your best teacher.
And what can you contribute?
I can contribute to your company. I can promise that I will give my best uh, teaching teaching styles that my students will love, will like so much that they will like to stay with your company for a very long time. With my skills and experiences, I will make it sure that I will be a very effective teacher. Then handling my students effectively, making sure that my students will be able to have a good speaking skills.
Okay. Aside from being an asset, what else? You know,
Uh, being an asset to your company.
yeah. Aside from,
Uh,
your characteristics as a teacher. The reason why we should hire you. Are you gonna stick with their school? How long? Do you have any time frame?
as long as you need me.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, as long as you need me. Because my 7 years of teaching experience, it is only for one company.
Is this a private school here in the Philippines or a
It
government?
is, it is actually it is an ESL company
Mm-hmm.
for catering Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese students.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. At first, I worked there as an office space, handling a one-on-one tutorial with my students.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got married, then I gave birth, so I need to stay at home. So I shifted into online, but it's just a one company that I've stayed and worked with for 7 years.
Okay. So if that's the case, then this would be, if we hire you, this would be your second company,
Yes,
for online.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, so that's it for now. Those are most likely my questions for you, Karen. Um, you will also have a demo teaching.
All right. When?
So when will you be available? You mentioned what are your available schedules again?
Because tomorrow I have my flight in Ho Chi Minh. I'll be transferring into another city
Mm-hmm.
in Ho Chi Minh. Then my flight is very late already, around 11 p.m. So can I just have what day is tomorrow? It's Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can I just have it on Wednesday?
Okay. Well, technically for the demo teaching, one of the, our head of the school will be the one gonna listen to your demo teaching, and her available schedules are Monday to Fridays. That's gonna be 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also have Saturday. She's also available from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m.
Okay. I have it on Wednesday at what is the time? 6 to 7.
Yes,
All right. Yeah. Sure. At around that time. 6 to
six
7.
6 to 7, or it can be 7 to 8. Is that okay with you?
All right.
Okay. But what is your schedule again when you're teaching? You have adult students, right, in the evening?
Yeah, but on Wednesday I don't have a class with my adult students, so it's okay.
But how many hours is that?
I usually teach them for 2 hours, and it is not online. I teach them. I teach them here in the center.
Okay. Can I get the your schedule again?
It depends. It depends on our school manager on what schedule that they are going to give us every day.
So it's not
Yeah, it's not a fixed
fixed.
schedule. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I only have my fixed schedule with my adult class, adult students. That is just usually Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
And what time is this?
7:30 to 9:30. Yeah, but anyway, I'll be transferring to another center in Ho Chi Minh, so there's no problem because they assigned me to another center. They have a new center in Ho Chi Minh. They assigned me there to handle the center, so I still don't have a schedule right now, so there's no problem.
Because the reason here is that once we have a lot of students already,
All
and
right.
of course, they need we need to be flexible with their
Okay.
schedule. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
them who will be flexible with our schedules.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. No problem.
So we'll definitely discuss that more of this. So do you have any questions with our school, Karen?
Yes. The salary offer that you
Mm-hmm.
can give.
Okay, our school is actually offering 140 peso per 55 minutes, but technically
Okay.
that's total of an hour because of course you need to fill up a class record and other stuff. And then we're also offering benefits such as SSS, Pag-ibig, yeah, that too, and to follow for the field health.
Okay.
Yeah. So there, and of course, in between, aside from this 140 um, peso that we're actually offering per hour, we have, let's say, attendance bonus. We also have, let's say, your student renew their contract with you, so there
All
will be
right.
additional 500 peso for that.
Okay.
So every time, let's say your student also refer another student, then you will have another 500 for that. So it's
Okay.
it's like you will not just think of the 140 pesos. You could also earn more by, and also let's say your student have, let's say, 20 hours, and they are only allowed to file a class off or absences or leave for 5 hours. So if they already exceeded 5 hours, then that's gonna time you will be paid also an hour for that.
Okay.
And we also offer calamity loan in our school. Let's say, you really badly need or there's something happen. It's like here in the Philippines. We have
Yes.
flood, so there you can also file loan for the company or for the school.
Okay.
And there. So most likely, those are actually the benefits that actually our school is offering.
Okay. What is the full-time position that you offer? How many hours can you offer?
It actually starts from 7 p.m. till 12. And also Saturday, we also offer Saturdays and Sundays, but normally it starts at 8 a.m. till so uh, so 8 a.m. till it can be 12 p.m. also, because again that depends on the availability of students and their schedule also. So most likely those are available um, schedules, or it can also start at 6 p.m. That can be possible because there are also students who wants to start their class a bit earlier.
Okay.
So there.
All right.
Okay, so your demo teaching would be tomorrow, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Wednesday. So that's gonna be the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So any questions, Karen?
All right. My demo teaching. What? Are you going to give me a certain topic, or it is my choice?
Okay. For the demo teaching, we can share you a book. Okay, let's say maybe a paragraph. How are you going to teach that to the students? So since your demo teaching will be on Wednesday, I will check if I need to send you the book so you can prepare or whatnot, or if you need just to prepare for your own material.
All right. Okay.
All right. Anything else?
What's the level of my student on my demo teaching?
For that, I'll let you know.
All right.
Yeah, I can. Well, anyways, you should be, flexible because anytime it can be beginners or can be but normally it's actually beginners or middle.
Okay.
Because for advanced, you don't necessary to do that because it's gonna be just spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there. So that's gonna be your heads up. Most likely it's
All right.
beginner.
Okay. Sure.
Anything else?
None so far.
Okay,
I'm good.
Karen, thank you. So
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and just Skype you. So you're available anytime.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so have a great evening, Karen. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye bye.